than the commission's map, and we are letting our voters see the maps and make the ultimate decision.
Madam Majority Leader, I understand. I've heard all that. Who drew the maps? It's a very simple question. Names, preferably.
The Assembly.
The Assembly did it.
Okay, I'm in the Assembly, and I did not draw these maps.
Well, you're not the leadership of it.
No, and I'm aware of that. But the same way that in this bill, it says that the Assembly Elections Committee, not Chair Pellerin, not Assemblymember Salache, not Assemblymember Bennett, I am a part of that group. So by association, I have been lumped in, Mr. Bennett. So I'm asking, who drew these maps? Not general groups.
The legislature drew the maps.
Who specifically in the legislature?
The legislature drew the maps.
This is transparency that we don't get to know who drew the maps.
The legislature drew the maps.
Again, over 76% of this.
That's not what I'm asking.
But you are, though. This is where the maps are coming from.
I have heard your response to that. I am asking you a specific question
Commission,
that you
which is
are
bipartisan.
Okay, let's have one person speak at a time, please.
And my question has not been answered. The information you've given, I've already heard. I've got it here.
The question has been answered. You just don't like the answer.
You said the legislature. I am the legislature. I am part of the legislature. Is that correct, Madam Chair?
Did you get that? The question was answered. You just didn't like the answer. It was not answered. This is like blatant in your face corruption. They do it because they get to do it. This is who Democrats are. That Donald Trump is told, Texas, hey, I think we can pick up, 5 more seats if we can do some redistricting. Yeah. We're doing that in response to this corruption. I want to make sure that everyone knows what we are doing in Texas is in direct response to what, number one, the census of 2020 was wildly off, and number two, Illinois, California, all these deep blue states are gerrymandering to the hilt. And no one so I'm done. If Pam Bondi, and I don't know if she could do this or not, because my guess is it isn't. If she could investigate this entire body, the state legislature, she's telling you, well, the legislator drew the maps. Okay, I'm in the legislature and I had nothing to do with it. How is that possible? Listen to the response.
Because I'm not a Democrat.
Assemblymember Bennett,
Can I just try and answer in good
paused?
faith? Yeah, good. Pause the time. But when we say the legislature, all kinds of things happen in the legislature. We're not all involved in every one, but they're all controlled by the legislative leadership. The legislative leadership wrote these maps. The combination, we have a leader right here.
So
right? She's part of the leadership.
So the you
leadership
wrote the maps,
team,
or helped write the maps.
The team
leadership
did.
team.
I didn't personally write the maps.
So then there you go. She's in leadership, and she just said she didn't write the maps.
There's others that are in the leadership.
She was part of the leadership team.
Okay, can we bring the debate back to the chair, please?
Who is the team?
Okay.
You know who the team is.
I think we've answered the question.
The question has been answered. Do you have another question?
The question wasn't answered. Look, the blatant corruption in California is Pam Bondi. Can you help? I'm being serious. Because at some point, like Letitia James, she should be behind bars. I want her frog marched from her home and put in handcuffs and sit behind bars. I don't care anymore. These Gavin Newsom, why do you think Gavin Newsom can piss away billions of dollars and never be held accountable by state legislatures? Why do you think that is? Well, you're witnessing why he can do that. Okay? Everybody thinks that this Gavin Newsom so corrupt. California is corrupt. This crap just
The California Supreme Court is not getting involved in California's redistricting effort for now. The Chief Justice just rejected a request from a group of Republicans who were hoping the court would intervene. The Republicans filed an emergency petition claiming that the California legislature, which is ran by Democrats, violated the state constitution by immediately taking up the redistricting legislation. The California Constitution requires there be a 30-day waiting period, but there could be a vote among lawmakers to waive that rule. Republicans say they didn't take the proper steps, which resulted in this very first lawsuit over this effort. In the brief rejection, Chief Justice Patricia Guerrero wrote, "The petitioners have failed to meet their burden of establishing a basis for relief." Guerrero was appointed by Governor Gavin Newsom in 2023. This is likely the first of several court battles we'll see over this Democratic attempt to redraw California's congressional lines. California's Democratic leaders are hoping to ask voters in a special election in November to approve maps that have been tailor-made for Democrats. The maps are meant to remove 5 Republicans who currently represent California in Congress from office. And it's all in response to Texas, who, at the request of President Donald Trump, is also redrawing its maps to send.
So understand, we are 40% of the state, and we will be reduced. And by the way, this is going to happen. Okay, trust me, it's going to happen. They're giving you the pretense that, well, we're going to let you vote. Trust me, that had me voting, us voting, has nothing to do with this. Okay, California has been rigged against Republicans for a very long time. You had people, when we were doing the recall of Gavin Newsom, people were going to the polls and they were telling people point blank, oh, your vote has already been cast. It's like, how? Yeah, by mail-in ballot. Literally, a person's holding their mail-in ballot in their hand. And then they go, okay, well, here's a number you can call. We are not available to take your message. California is just corrupt. Like, this is how it's done. And so 40% of the state, we get 3 representatives, they get 48. And by the way, to Democrats, that's fair. That's how it's supposed to be. Why? Well, we're evil. And so all of the rules must be amended, must be thrown out. That's what they're doing right now.
5 more Republicans to Washington, D.C. Unlike Texas, California's state laws do not allow politicians to draw maps. An independent, citizen-led redistricting commission does that. California lawmakers on Thursday, August 21st, are expected to launch that special election, and that will also likely kick off the next court battle. The California Supreme.
So, here, understand, what I just showed you was blatant corruption. Like, in your face. We don't care. This is how we do it. Period. Their excuse? We're living in extraordinary times. These are authoritarian times. Why, he's decimating all of our, the communities that we love, that we hold dear. It's California. So at some point, Mr. President, stop any federal funds from coming to this state, because we pissed that money away. We probably use most of it on Gavin Newsom's jail. Like, most of the billions and billions of dollars, Mr. President, that you are sending to my state, it's all being used for Gavin Newsom's hair gel. That's the only reason. He can't show for the train. He can't show for the homeless. He can't show for the fire aid. He can't show for anything. You just watched massive corruption. That's who Democrats are. That's who they've always been. Nothing's going to change that. All right, that's it for now. If you like this video, smash the like button and subscribe. And if you're following me on Rumble, please press that follow button. And until the next time, God bless.